Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Curious Cat Kitchen. If you're new here, my name is Kat, and the purpose of this channel is to inspire you to cook more through your creative intuition, but also to show you how fun and rewarding cooking for yourself and your loved ones can be. Today, I'm going to show you a very simple and healthy dessert that you can make you can actually use it for breakfast, for a snack. I'm making it for a snack for my daughter's lunchbox since school is starting. It's all healthy, good for you ingredients, so you don't have to feel guilty about eating it. It's going to be a no bake chocolate brownie. We're going to use almond flour, cacao powder. We're going to sweeten it with some dates that I have soaking in some hot water just to soften it a bit. And then I have also some melted coconut oil. Sometimes I'll also add, depending on the sweetness that I want, if the date is not enough, I'm only adding 6 dates. So sometimes if I want it a little bit sweeter, I will taste it and then add maple syrup if needed. So what I'm gonna do is combine or put the ingredients into a food processor only because of the dates. And I like adding the dates because it gives it kind of a nougaty chew to it rather than just a crumblier texture when you don't add the dates. So this down and just show you the dates I have here in water. I'm just gonna take the pit out. And it's softened. I usually keep my dates in the fridge. So this softens it, make it easier to break up. And we're gonna add those in, and then we're gonna add almost put the seed in there. You know, when you're like, wrong direction. That in. Let's see if I can move it so I can show you. This out of the way. Move this over here. Not going to see my face, but I want you to see what I'm doing. Almond flour. I want to do, again, these measurements, I don't even know how I got it, but usually when I do a no-bake tart crust, I do about 2 cups worth of almond flour or 2 cups worth of dry ingredients to form the crust. But since this is going to be a little bit thicker, I'm going to do like 2.5 cups worth of dry ingredients, I think. So I'm going to do 2 cups of almond flour. I have 6 dates in there. And 1/2 cup of cacao powder. And my oil. I'll do, you can see the oil, it's just melted coconut oil. I'll do 3 tablespoons of it. Now, we will go ahead and mix this up. And I will show you the consistency. Again, I'm going to pause it so it's not too loud, but I'll show, once I finish blending, I will show you how it looks and the consistency that you want. Still going, I'm going to show you here. Where we're at. I think it's a little bit, there's not enough liquid. So you see here, it's still kind of crumbly. Some pieces stick, but definitely needs some more binders. So I'm gonna add some more oil. Did 3, so this is 4. Let's do like 4.5. And I think I do need some maple syrup, just as more liquid. Let me taste it to see. Yeah, it needs to be sweeter, but it's not too bad. Again, adjust your sweetness to your level of preference, always. And that's a great thing about cooking for yourself, is that you can adjust the flavors to whatever you prefer, whether you want it saltier, sweeter, spicier. It can all be adjusted also based on what you like. So I'm going to turn this on again, pause the camera, and I will show you when it's done. Okay, so this is the consistency that I want. It's still crumbly, but oh wait, can't see. It's still crumbly, but you can like pinch it into a ball if you need to. These are also great. Another option, if you don't want it in a tray, you want to spend a little more time, like snack balls. Roll it into a ball and dip it into chocolate. That works too, but I find just on a pan and cutting it with some chocolate ganache works well. So now that that is ready, what I'm going to do, show you here, is just chop some walnuts, just because I want to add some walnuts to it for some crunch. And of course, like anything that I show you, you can add whatever your heart's desire. You can add dried fruits. You can add different nuts. You can eliminate the nuts. You know, again, use your creativity and what you like to adjust it to what you want. But this is such a simple dessert to make, and it's delicious, and it tastes decadent without putting a lot of effort. And like I said, all great ingredients that is good for you, does not make you feel guilty after eating it. So it's a great recipe to try, and it tastes great. So people won't know that it's actually good for them. And I'm doing the nuts by hand because I kind of want it chunky rather than, you know, I want the consistency to be chunkier rather than if I put it in the food processor with the mix, it might end up chopping some pieces too fine, and that's not what I want. So I have it roughly chopped. Move this back up here, show you. This thing is truly going crazy. So I'm just adding it in here. I'm gonna roughly mix it just to combine it, but and of course, just like everything else, the amount of nuts you add in is entirely up to you. I usually like to also chop some and add it on the top of the ganache. But like most recipes that I've put on here is like base recipes that you can play around with and add or eliminate stuff to make it your own and to make it something different. Or you can just try it as the base recipe itself at first, and then do your own thing. But it's all very, like, I'm all about simple steps and most efficient to get the results that I want. So, you know, I don't like, and me personally, I won't usually take a lot of steps to make something. Oh, I think this is, let's see. This seems like a little too much for, oh, let me show you, sorry. This, I'm pouring it in a tray that I have lined with parchment paper, just because it makes it a lot easier to release and cut. But it's getting a little, might be a little too full, but we'll see more once we pack it down. And yeah, it's a little full, but it's okay. It will be a little bit thick. You know, and you can do more smaller pieces. But we're gonna add this all in. I wish this thing would stop moving, because I'm not moving. Like I said, you guys are joining me on my journey as I create this channel. And oh, geez, that almost fell. And I thank you, appreciate your follow and your support on this. It's not always perfect. Sometimes it's a little rough, but we're getting there. You know, I just came from an amazing gathering last night, and there's nothing. So you see, I'm pushing it down, packing it down, just like when you use this for pie crust, you can pack it down. Now, if you don't want chocolate, like when you're making a pie crust and you don't want chocolate, just coconut oil, almond flour, as well as maple syrup or dates or both, is going to be your base. That's like, you can add vanilla extract if you want, but that's going to be your base recipe that you can then go ahead and add your own, create your own flavor combinations with. So I'm just pressing it down, smoothing it out. I actually got an idea to maybe try a matcha type of no-bake brownie or something would be good. But you know, once you have a base recipe, it's great because you can add whatever you want to it. Like I've said many times, sound like a broken record, but it really is true. Once you have a base and you know the base and the flavor of it, you can literally just, that's your blank canvas, you know, to create and make it to your liking. At this point, my original audio has gone out because my mic turned off, which forced me to learn some editing. Isn't life great? It'll be a voiceover for the remaining of the video. So I'm just pressing down and smoothing out the brownie mixture so that it gets warmed to the pan, to the tray, until it looks like this. And then we're just gonna put it in the fridge and let it set a little bit. Doesn't need much setting since it's really pressed down, but we're gonna put it in the fridge while we make the ganache. For the ganache, I'm using this coconut milk from Trader Joe's. Not my favorite because I do find it to be really watery and thin, but it works for the purpose of the ganache. So we're just gonna warm up the milk, make it hot, not boiling, but hot. And then we are gonna go ahead and chop up our chocolate while the milk is heating up. I am using this Trader Joe's 70% dark chocolate, but of course you can again use chocolate of your choice. A flavored chocolate bar like the dark chocolate orange or raspberry would be great options to play with as far as changing the flavors. I used to not like dark chocolate, and now that it's all I'll eat. As a kid, I think I was a little bit addicted to sugar. I would eat packets of sugar, and because I started drinking drinking coffee at a really young age, I would put like 7 packs of sugar in this little cup of coffee. So yeah, but now it's just all dark chocolate and not that sweet. So now that that's all chopped up, we're gonna add it to a bowl, and we're gonna add the milk that's hot, mixing a little bit at a time, and keep mixing and stirring until you get a smooth consistency. Takes a little bit of time, but you just patience, not that long. You can just go ahead and mix until we get that smooth, creamy ganache. And then we're gonna take our brownie mixture out of the fridge and pour the ganache over it. You see that lovely, creamy, silky consistency. And then we're gonna top it up with some more chopped walnuts or whatever toppings you like. And that is my healthy no-bake brownie. That is great for lunches, snacks, something to satisfy your sweet tooth that you can feel good eating. Let me know in the comments below if you try this or you end up making your own version. Let me know what you added or took away. And I thank you so much for following me on this imperfect, beautiful journey. If you like what I'm creating, please like, subscribe, and make sure your notifications are turned on so you see all my upcoming videos when they come out. Stay curious. Until next time.